started training in 1995 after trying to find different martial arts. Tried different clubs. I managed to find a guy who was teaching just at the top of my street actually, called Paul Lynch. My little brother had started training and he bet me £1 that I wouldn't go and start training, so along I went, and here I am now teaching for a living.
In order to turn it.
We first started in a community centre, and then we moved here 4 years ago. Went from strength to strength. I think we left with about 100 students. We're 350 students now. Again, for our adults, we mainly do a fitness kickboxing session. We come to the conclusion, and we made a mistake for a long time of thinking that everyone wanted to compete, so it was all competition based, and we missed out. In theory, it was 5% of people who we trained wanted to compete, and in theory what we're doing is missing the 95% out. So we turned it around and we opened it up as a family martial arts centre now. So people train for different reasons, not just for the competitive aspect and the the combinations and the drills, but as a bit of a get out for the full family. So we start our kids off at 3.5-year-old, and our oldest member at the minute is in the 60s. So something for the full family to train. With our kids, we work character development, so the ABCs of martial arts: attitude, behaviour and character. We work leadership, but what we're doing we're teaching leadership, but we're using the martial arts as a vehicle to teach leadership. So the kids will take on work on honesty and respect and courtesy. With the adults, it's merely come down, get fit, and punch a few bags. If they want to compete, and we can accommodate them as well. We've got two aspects. We have a contact side and a non-contact side. We come to the conclusion that not everyone wants to get punched and kicked, and for a long time we made it part of the testing cycle. So they had to spar to test, they had to compete to take tests and get up to brown belt and up to black belt. They've had to do so many competitions and was losing so many students through it. And we saw our error of our ways, really. So some people want to do the competing and the contact, and some people it's just not for them. We have guys who come in who are 20-stone muscle bound guys who are absolutely terrified of being punched and kicked, and on the other side we have young ladies who come in who are a bit of an handful, really. So it looks deceiving when it comes that way. So especially with our adults, we have two sides: a contact side and a non-contact class as well. With our kids, again, contact and non-contact, but really geared towards character development.
Almost like a joke. The distinction between real and imagined things.
Yeah, I think the kickboxing really attracts the young ladies to class for them to get fit and try something, a different alternative to, say, the repetitive workouts in a gym. Also, especially with the younger kids, we have lots of girls, 50-50 I'd say all the way through. I think every man and woman want their kids to have good self-defense, especially a young lady in the society that we're living in today. I think there's no better gift than martial arts for children, definitely. Our testing cycle is white belt to black belt, average 4 years time. For those who don't want to do contact and don't want to compete, or the contact's a problem to it, they can still get to black belt, but there has to be a different challenge in there, so they can come and do some teaching alongside us, or they can pick a weapons form to go at. Just take a little bit longer in all fairness, but they can still get to black belt. We promote white belts, we promote all the way up to black belts, and we're also promoting careers as well now, which is something that we're proud of. At the minute we've got four full-time staff members train alongside us, all do a great job, and that's the idea now, is to push that through our certified instructor training and open up more career paths for young guys that have trained with us right from the start. We do aspects of weapons training. We're kickboxing orientated, but we don't advertise for kickboxing, because if I advertise for kickboxing, I'm just narrowing my market right down. So it's a martial arts curriculum, open martial arts curriculum. Call it karate, call it judo, call it jiu-jitsu, call it whatever you want. We do aspects of everything. So if it's not punching and kicking, taking down, grappling, weapons training. Man in the world. I come to work and get to be surrounded by great people. I've great staff members, great guys up here, and I leave work with a certain fulfillment.
One must already know what it is all about in order to turn it to any use.